Good afternoon. Today in Westminster we are interviewing Philip Davies, who is the Member of Parliament for Shipley in West Yorkshire. He was elected as a Member of Parliament in 2005 and re-elected in 2010. So halal meat is served in schools as a norm, and the majority of the time it's done without informing parents. Do you think that halal meat should be served in schools without providing a second choice to non-Muslims?
I don't think it should be served in schools without telling anybody. I think that's the problem I have with halal meat and kosher meat for that matter. Lots of people want to eat halal meat for religious reasons or kosher meat, and that's absolutely fine by me. But equally, lots of people for equally strongly held reasons don't want to. Either because of the animal welfare side or because of the blessing side, and it doesn't really meet with their religious requirements. So my view is that wherever halal meat is sold or kosher meat is sold, it should be made absolutely clear. It should be at the point of sale, it should be clearly labelled so that people don't eat it by mistake. And therefore, if people don't want that, then they should be able to have an alternative and a choice. The big problem for me at the moment is lots of people are having halal meat and foisted upon them without them even knowing, and without them even able to have their say, and to me that's completely unacceptable.
So last year in April, I believe you actually tried to pass a bill through Parliament. Can you just explain a little bit about why you tried that? Yeah,
lots of my constituents are concerned about it, and have raised it with me as a matter of concern, and I think it's wrong that people don't have any say, don't have any choice. I believe in freedom of choice and people having making an informed choice. So I introduced a bill which would have made it compulsory for halal meat or kosher meat to be labelled at the point of sale, clearly, so that people could see what they were buying, and if they didn't want to buy it, they could then make an informed decision not to buy it. Unfortunately, I lost the vote in Parliament by 3 votes, I think it was.
Are you considering maybe trying that again, or?
I may well try again. I mean, it may well be that I look for a different route. What I've actually been raising it with retailers to see if they will do it voluntarily without the need for a law. A law would make it easier because everyone would have to comply. But I think if 1 or 2 retailers start the ball rolling and make a virtue out of starting the ball rolling, other ones would follow, but it's hard to get the first 1 or 2 to see the merits of it.
Well, I know living in Bradford, anytime I go to a restaurant or something with my parents, majority of restaurants is always serving halal meat. And being a Sikh, we're vegetarian, but when we go with friends, they don't necessarily want to be eating halal meat. So absolutely. I know from a personal opinion or personal circumstance, it is very hard to find either vegetarian restaurant or a non-halal meat restaurant.
Absolutely. Even places like Subway will sell halal meat and don't really make it very clear. And for, like I say, I don't want to ban halal meat. I just want people to be able to make an informed choice.
Are you aware of the situation in Bradford where the council has passed the meat processing plant next to the Gurdwara?
Yes.
Even though it's been brought to the council's attention that that's very disrespectful to the Sikh community.
Yes.
What would be your advice, and do you support the Sikh community in trying to get this plan reversed?
Yeah, absolutely. I've met with members of the Sikh community from my constituency. The plant and itself is not actually in my constituency, and I won't, as a matter of course, get involved and interfere in a planning decision outside of my constituency. Largely because I wouldn't particularly welcome an MP in another constituency getting involved in a planning application in my constituency. I tell them to mind their own business. So therefore I don't get directly involved. I did give my constituents some advice about what they should do, and I absolutely understand the concerns. But like I say, it's not in my constituency, so I'm not really prepared to get directly involved in that specific planning application.
Totally understand that. What advice did you give your constituents?
I basically said to them that what they needed to do was to mobilise as much public support as possible, get as many people to write in and object to the plans, not necessarily through a petition, because the council often just treat that as one objection, but getting as many individuals to write in with their own individual concerns as possible, and hope that the planning committee looked favourably upon the representations they were making. So no, I understand the concerns, but like I say, because it was not in my constituency, I couldn't really get directly
You
involved.
can't cross the border in a way.
Yeah.
If you have any follow-up questions, or if you have any question for another Member of Parliament, please send them to yourbritain.yoursay@gmail.com, and I'll do my best in getting them answered. For now, keep an eye out on our website, www.yourbritain.yoursay.blogspot.com. Subscribe to our social network sites to keep updated with what's happening in Parliament and more videos of this sort. On Facebook we are under Your Britain, Your Say, and on Twitter our tag is @your__Britain. Thank you for watching, and I hope you watch our future videos.